What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Man, I'm making a video today that I really wish I didn't have to make, but the more I pay attention, the more I feel like my eyes have been opened to just the realness and the seriousness of the world around us, the more I see the demonic. The more I realized how, as an American, I was totally desensitized for so long, and it was just like, the new law, God is the God of love, everything else that challenges that, like, God's got it, you don't gotta do anything, you know? And then this video came out. This isn't really what spawned off the realization of the purely demonic in our culture, but it's one of the reasons that I absolutely cannot be silent. And a lot of people that they'll say, like, well, abortion's been around forever, you know? Like, how big of a deal really is it? And to that, I would say we are completely desensitized as a culture to the evil that is around us. And in us thinking that way, Satan is getting exactly what he wants. Because he knows that for Christians, he can't snatch somebody who truly has accepted Christ into their heart. He can't snatch them from God's hand, but he can make them useless. Really, like on this, I feel like I witnessed something that was truly and in its rawest form evil. And I'm talking about David Daleidon's videos that have resurfaced after being suppressed since 2015, not only causing David Daleidon to, in mitigation after mitigation law, thrown, like, just absolute miscarriage of justice whenever he went undercover to out one of the biggest corporations that benefits off of the slaughter of children, and that is Planned Parenthood. But before we get into this video and my thoughts on the matter, if you haven't been here before, my name is Amy. I talk about everything counterculture. We don't put our nose down as Christians in this community. We step up and we're voices for the voiceless. And we refuse to bend the knee to the woke ideology that is God of self. If that sounds like something that you're ready to hear, don't forget to hit subscribe. And then like this video. I post each week, or at least I try to. I also am very active over on social media, so you can go follow me over on Instagram. So a little bit of backstory. David Daleidon went undercover in between the years of, I believe, 2013 and 2014. He posed as a representative from Biomax, and they were a fetal tissue procurement. They weren't real, but they procured fetal tissue, and then they would pay who they're purchasing from to have them sell that fetal tissue to them. This is not supposed to be legal. He realized that they were doing illegal things and selling this and profiting off of aborted babies. And no surprise here, after he outed them for doing this, the state didn't, they were alerted to come after Planned Parenthood in Texas. They came after David Daleidon and said, you can't do that. You can't go and out evil. Okay, that just goes to show you how just entrenched we are when it comes to the evil. Like how much like Satan has his claws in things. Oh, he went and he showed a major evil happening and he got in trouble for it. I mean, if that doesn't tell you exactly how our world goes, I don't know what will. The videos have resurfaced, and I'll leave a link down below where you can go and read up on like what's going on in the case and then be able to see a lot of the videos. Unfortunately, and somewhat fortunately, there are tons of videos showing the proof. But viewer discretion is advised because these are kind of hard to watch. And I think it's important as Christians that we do watch them. At the same time, just know what you're getting into here.
Like 6 months or a year ago, you told me about the proposition. And so now every time I do a DNA, I'm like, oh, there's some love.
Yeah, you already know.
I'm like,
Yeah, I have like a leg for you. I'm like, oh shit. If other people were to hear me, they'd be like, you are.
They would probably think that you're evil because what you're participating in is evil in its rawest form. The sacrifice of children at the altar of happiness, money, or our own belief system to physically sacrifice them is something that's rooted in the demonic for centuries. Like pagans used to practice ritualistic sacrificing of infants, and it was outside of the womb and the infant would have just been born. But we're like up to that point now, 9 months of life. Now, no, you're selling legs and body parts of babies. We don't think you're evil because it sounds crazy. We think you're evil because you are. So this is the one that was just talking.
I'm the lead technician for Biomax.
So we've been working with them. Missy and I have been talking to them about tissue collection and all this other stuff. Middleman.
okay.
Well,
Yeah.
sorry to put you like that.
I don't mind. You know what?
So you'll be seeing
The direction of abortion
that I realized when I first watched this, that I was like, what is off about this person? Not only is she gloating about buying fetuses, it's like she's using this as an opportunity to hoist herself up. Oh, you're somebody that I want to impress, and I want you to see me as important, as the important, authoritative person that I am. I want you to notice that. Oh, this Paul guy, he's good, but I oversee this part. That's how much power I yield. And it's like she's looking over to this other person of like, tell him how important I am. That's what I see. Of all the things to hinge your worth on, this is an evil and demonic one to do.
You have to come and play with our tissue and see if it's cool enough for you.
I like tissues.
We have a lot of it.
Okay.
See?
Okay, so more for me to
She's-
keep me busy,
she's-
because you know if I'm not busy, I get in trouble.
So I have 2 providers who go up to 24 weeks, and Ann is one of the providers.
This is what a 24-week baby looks like.
Met the other provider that goes up to 24 weeks, which is Anitra Beasley.
Okay.
And Ann is the other provider that goes up to 24 weeks as well. So if you want more intact ones, she's the one you kind of need to talk to.
You're the one who
If you want your baby to be intact, she's the one you need to talk to. Yeah, I'm your gal. That's disgusting.
I had a patient, sometime in the past few months, I don't remember what it was. She wanted footprint.
This is not true. She remembers exactly who she is. She remembers exactly what it was because David Elias, like I said earlier, he has multiple videos that he's brought out. She was in those videos. She forgot that she's already talked to this man, bragging about these footprints. She was very much bragging about these footprints. At every time that he's talked to her, she's bragged about these footprints. She didn't forget. She's faking being cavalier, which is disgusting. And it goes to show that she's lying all the time. She wants you to think that she's downplaying things. Oh, I have to think about it. No, you don't. No, you don't. Even in the way that you act like you forgot something, you're lying. Every bit and every single part of you is lying because that's what you do. It comes so easily to you to lie and manipulate because you're a sick narcissist that just wants power. And the reaction that is about to come is even more sadistic. Pay attention to how much they rejoice in the tearing apart of infants and the death of a child. Now I get to brag about this child that I aborted because I got their footprints.
And I had a resident with me that day, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this procedure because I'm going to try to do my best to get these feet out and check.
Right.
We did footprints and handprints, baby.
Dude, you guys are awesome. Well done.
Yeah.
Our best.
But they need like the liver mostly and the
Right now, we're getting a lot for liver and thymus. Liver is in short demand. Dude, like, there's people right now, most of the people, like ABRs, I mean, some of our competitors, they're not even selling the tissue. They're like, oh, we'll give you an isolation. And we're like, well, why can't I get it? They're like, well, because it's in short demand right now, it's more profitable for us to isolate it and sell you the vials rather than give you the entire tissue. And I'm just like, are you serious?
It's funny because ever since, I think I remember, it was like 6 months or a year ago you told me about the proposition. And so now every time I do a DNA, I'm like, oh, there's some love.
Yeah, you already know, huh?
Like they're not even talking about a baby. If you've never read the book Tender is the Flesh, I encourage you incredibly, absolutely crazy. But after watching this movie, after watching this video and the way that they're reacting, oh, lungs, here's this, it makes the harvesting of humans who are outside the womb seem a lot closer in our timeline than what a lot of people are comfortable admitting. Whenever you make humans a product to be sold, you dehumanize humans as a whole, except for the people that are in power.
I was like, where's my guy who can play with the tissue? I was like, because they're like turn, and I was like, I'm like picking up.
You'll be desensitized to playing with tissue. It seems weird now. But, we'll get used to it. That's what she's saying. I know, this seems morbid, but there'll be a time when it's no longer morbid. And not because it has become less evil. It's just you don't care about it anymore. And it'll become fun. That's evil. Demonic. Anti-human. I know that this was really hard to see. I know that this was probably really hard to hear. I wish that I didn't even have to make this video. But honestly, I'm really glad that God has revealed the truly demonic spiritual warfare that's happening all around us. Jesus did not call us to a life of being silent. He didn't call us to a life of comfortability. He called us to a life of love, but that doesn't come without hardship. He did not call us to love other people by interchanging it with tolerance, keeping our nose down as Christians. You cannot be the salt of the earth if you refuse to be salty. You cannot be the light of the earth if you refuse to be a light in darkness. And I don't know about you. I'm sure if you're following me or if you've seen any of my videos and you like them, you already know that it is our mission as Christians to go into the darkest of places because we have the light of Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit in us. Jesus said that you're going to be hated. You can't be hated if nobody knows what you stand for. You can't be hated if you're not being counterculture. You can't be hated if you're being quietly submissive. Oh, but Amy, I don't stand for any of that stuff. I just don't feel like I need to get political. This isn't political. Politics hijacked morals and made them politics. But they are not political in nature. They are moral in nature. And so as Christians, we have an obligation, according to the New Testament, to expose the evil deeds of darkness. I'm going to link all the videos down below. I encourage you to go watch them. Are they uncomfortable to watch? Yeah, they're really uncomfortable to watch. I wish that I could make this video have some sort of comedic relief, but honestly, there is none. There is none. We aren't here to be accepted by the world. And I get it, because the people pleaser in me just wants everything to be Gucci. I just want everybody to love everybody. But the truth is that everybody doesn't love everybody. And some people actively hate the vulnerable. When you see something that's anti-human in nature, know that you're dealing with the demonic. Satan, he doesn't come and just get your kids once they graduate. But if you can't kill them in the womb, he's going to get them at some point. We fight for children in legislation that protects them in the womb, protects them in the classroom and in their youth. And you know what that requires? Us being aware of the evil that we are dealing with. Because if we are ignorant or we are silent, it shows what we stand for. I know I was desensitized for a long time. Abortions have always been around. Maybe it's not that big of a deal until I really see the not only acknowledging of what they're doing, ripping babies apart, but the absolute rejoicing in the slaughter of innocents, whom are made in the image of God, who God loves. There are things that we've been warned of that we need to not underestimate. We never need to underestimate the powers of the evil. We just need to know that we're fighting from a place of victory. Be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't, comment, and share, because it's incredibly important. I'll see you next week.